This week on Falcon in the Street, we asked Messiah students whether they're doing mail-in voting or in-person voting.
I will be voting in person this year because I live locally.
I will also probably be voting in person because I'll probably just go home for the weekend to vote.
I'm voting by mail.
I'm voting in person.
I'm going to be voting in person this year.
I'll be voting in person just because if we can go to grocery stores and like all that, why shouldn't we be allowed to vote in person? I think voting in person is definitely very important just because it's what's always been done. There can be a lot of technological errors with voting by mail. I mean, things can get lost, and I think it's really important to be able to put it into the machine yourself and know that you're the one who casted your vote and you did it yourself.
So I live about 8 hours away, so I'm voting by mail.
I'm voting in person. I live really close to here. My parents were like, hey, we'll come pick you up. So I'm going to be voting in person.
We're voting by mail.
I'm voting by mail.
I'm voting by mail.
I'm voting in person.
I'm voting by mail.
I'm voting by mail, and I chose to do that because it's just more convenient.
I'll be voting in person. I'm not 100% sure on the logistics of whether or not there's like issues with the mailing and things, but I'm not much of a traditionalist, but it seems like the in-person voting is a good way of going about it. I don't know, there's a whole lot of issues surrounding either side of it, but yeah.
Thank you everybody for your answers, and remember, you can submit your answers on our social medias too. That's it for this week's episode of Falcon on the Street. I'm PJ Rydell.